Hey YouTube, what's going on? Dave here, as it says on the title, DR Junior Art. Dad's an artist as well, so can't use his name, so have to put the junior at the end of it. So, as it says on the tin, budding artist from Wales, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about me and what I do and what my aspirations are. So today's just a quick vid, probably won't be a quick vid, but showing you some of my work, showing you the materials that I used and what I just get the desired effects with. Excuse the camera mannerisms and everything. Not done this for quite some time, but I hope we'll gloss over that and you'll enjoy what you see. I will post a link in the description for my Facebook and my Instagram if you want to follow me on there. Work's going to be uploaded there as soon as I do them. But I am planning on doing time lapses of certain pieces when I do them, so you'll be able to see them on here as well and see how everything goes. Right, but without further ado, here we go, and we'll get on to my artwork. So here we are to my artwork and what I use. But first, what I use. I personally don't tend to use many mechanical pencils, so I just stick to a normal pencil. This is the ZZ Zone drawing pencil, and as you can see, it is a HB pencil. But I do use 2Bs and 5Bs, depending on what work I'll do, and I'll show you a few of them in a minute that I have used multiple pencils for. For my colour work, which I don't do too much colour work, but I do it occasionally. So I use the Z-Zone coloured pencils. Not a bad coloured pencil, if I'm quite honest, but budget being what it was at the time and still is, it's okay for what you pay for. I find the lead a bit too waxy and hard, and the colour doesn't seem to saturate much on the page, but that's probably due to what materials I use as the page, which I'll get onto that in a little bit. But these two, both of these, I got off Amazon, probably retail for about £15 to £20 UK, pound sterling. Not too bad, and they come in these little kinky cases. Don't mind the tassel, that's just to tell me which one's the colours and which one's the graphite pencils. So they come in these little case, probably neat. Not going to open it up because it's pretty messy in there at the moment. Didn't get pretty prepared for this shot. So, and I also use one of these Mono Zeros Elastomaster erasers, and as you can see, little fine point. I tend to rub it down on cardboard if I need a finer point. Haven't grown to cutting it, but they're dead simple to use, these things. Like a mechanical pencil, you pop it out, and then to push it back in, pop it. If it'll work for me, come on, you. There we go. You're nervous. You pop it out, and then you push it in, just like that. That wasn't a very good demonstration, but there we go. How's that? And then you push it out again and back in, so it saves your eraser. And yeah, it's good, really good for creating highlights. One of my favorite art instructors on here recommended these. This is a lifesaver, and they're very inexpensive. So on to my artwork. I'm going to start with piece one, but then no go in any particular order, because I've been doing this over the past, was it now 12 weeks since the lockdown started. As we know, it's been a hard testing time for all of the UK, but and the rest of the world, sorry to the rest of the world, but our government really doesn't know what it's doing about it. So, but I'm not a politician, so without further ado, let's get on with the artwork. And first piece, as I said, I did with my boys on a bit of an art binge whilst we were homeschooling. So I decided to do an art lesson for them. and I fancy doing some drawing. So that's when I picked up a pencil. This is just a bull skull, as you can see, pretty bog standard. Yeah, I got the image off Google and brought it up on my phone, which I'm recording on now, and well, just drew it from that really. Completely freehand, all the shading and everything. Did it pretty much from reference, but some of the bits I did from my own sort of personal creativity, like all these cracks in the skull and everything. This was just done with a HB pencil, and as you can see, it's just done on normal 80 GSM printer paper. Nothing more than that, really. As you can see, it's pretty rough work because I didn't... Blending techniques were a bit off. As I said, it was my first piece that I've done properly, to be quite honest with you. So I smudged it. Well, as you can see, there's a few smudge marks around the place and everything. Didn't smudge it intentionally, but I did blend it with my finger. And as many artists will tell you, do not blend with your finger because of the oils and everything. You will just be pushing graphite around and it's not good for anything. And the finished product comes out a bit on the smudgy side, but not too good. It's not too bad either, considering this only took me probably about 30 minutes to do. Whoops, dropped the paper. Not good. But anyway, this was just done with a HB pencil. I think it was a Staedtler school grade pencil, to be quite honest with you. It's nothing real out there or spectacular. It was just one of them. Anyway, that's my first one, the bull skull. Next one on the list, done with a HB pencil again, but this one a little bit more refined, and to cater to my love and everything. This is a Rattlesnake Eye. I think it's a Rattlesnake Eye. I'm a bit of a herp fan myself, but as you'll probably see later on, I'll be drawing some of my reppies and everything like that. So this is my snake eye. And again, took the reference from a photo on Google. A little bit better in regards to thing. As you can see, my shading's down the bottom of there by the eyes isn't exactly brilliant, but it's all there. And I really enjoyed doing this one because it really caters to my sort of very nearly anal side of getting everything geometrically perfect. And yeah, that was more of a harder job. That was probably about an hour and a half's worth of drawing, but it turned out absolutely brilliant. Again, smudging it with my finger. Didn't follow advice from certain people at that given moment in time, but I think the result, given the mediums, were absolutely, well, not absolutely breathtaking, but I don't think they were the half bad, to be quite honest with you. Let me know what you think, guys. But there you go. And on to the next one. Now this one, shockingly bad. Looks like maybe a teenager has done it with no real direction. This one is my attempt at a bald eagle. Sorry, Americans out there. I really do apologise. I haven't done your national symbol very much justice with this. But it was really trying to practice to get the proportions in the beak and the eyes into proportion. It looks like an eagle, in my opinion. Looks like one. But as you can see, getting the feather effects round here is, yeah, I sort of went at it with a sketchy, sort of a sketchy look. And yeah, it's no real depth to it, no real detail to it. And well, as for the feathers down below, well, you can sort of see that I outlined them again afterwards and trying to get all the details in there didn't work. But that's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I will be learning more on animals. I've got a couple of reference books that I can work from that'll teach me better techniques and whatnot, and I will run through them with you. So but that's future times, and then that's what I've got planned for the channel. So that's my eagle. As I said, apologies to America. I didn't mean to do that for you. It was supposed to turn out way better than it actually was, so sorry about that. But my first wild animal, apart from the snake eye, not too bad, I think, but a lot of room for improvement, like from coast to coast in the UK, room for improvement. But that's my eagle. Now this one, don't think this one, as I said, it's not in any particular order, but this is one of my more recent pieces. But this one I am truly proud of. But again, being the nature of the medium that I'm using, isn't probably the best quality. But this is my pride. This is obviously my Michael Keaton Batman. This was taken from a Getty stock image of Batman Returns. And this is done just purely with a HB pencil. As you can see, I've sort of gouged the paper, but again, it's only done on 80 GSM printer paper, so it's not particularly fantastic. But I spent hours and literally hours layering up the shading of this and just making sure every part of it was to my liking. Sorry, got a bit of shine there, which I didn't mean for it to happen. And before anybody says anything, yes, that arm does look like it's floating there. It does. And I posted it on an artist page on Facebook, and they said, oh no, one person said, oh, no matter how dark your reference photo is, there will always be some sort of a defining feature to show that the arm's there. I encourage everybody to search Michael Keaton's Batman on Google and find this exact image. It's the one from Batman Returns, as you can see by the symbol, not being a geek or anything. Not, because the symbols are obviously different and the suits are different. As you can see from the ab armor there, it's different from the original Batman. Sorry, bit of a nerd moment there. But I encourage you to take a look and see how dark this area actually is. You tell me if there is any defining features in there, because that's obviously his cape. And that is black. I've not exactly made it true black on there because obviously graphite's grey, but at the end of the day, I've done exactly what's on the reference. But anyway, haters gonna hate, and that's what they're gonna do. But yeah, I'm truly proud of this one. But this is where I started using a new blending technique. I don't use blending stumps or anything like that because, well, I don't know how to clean them. Pretty much, that's all I do. But I was speaking to a friend of mine who's a tattoo artist, which he's learned to draw and he's learned to do everything like that. So he suggested, this is one of his tricks, that how he gets his soft shading and soft blends and everything. From a famous artist credit as well, but we'll work on that once we actually get into our learning phase, which you'll follow me along on here anyway. And he suggested baby cotton buds, and these worked absolutely perfectly. I used separate ones for obviously the dark shading, and then used one for the light shading, and just kept them separate. But the beauty part of these is that they absorb the graphite. Then they pull the graphite off the paper at the same time. So once you've actually done with this and you've done your blending techniques on whatever, you can use these to actually draw and create soft shading effects, which I find these are really cool. So yeah, they're not inexpensive. Probably, what, these were about £1.20 sterling. But in America, don't know what Q-tips cost, so, or anywhere else in the world, so can't comment on that. But these are a lifesaver for soft shading, well, soft blending, sorry, not soft shading. Soft shading is all the technique on how you hold your pencil, but we'll get into that. So Q-tips, cotton buds, whichever way you look at it, wherever you're from in this world. So yeah, that is my Batman, and that, let me know what you think, guys, of that. Still a little bit work needs to go on my realism on the lips. That's one thing I do struggle with, but really impressed with that. So we'll move on to the next one. I'm Batman. Sorry, bad imitation there. And the next one is kind of catering to another geeky side of mine. I found this image of this on Google, again, a stock image, and I just thought, wow, that is really cool. A nod to Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, and why not cross it with Pikachu? Why not? It's absolutely fantastic, this. It looks better, the reference, I have to admit, but as I said before, these colouring pencils really don't give smoothness to your work. It just seems to just graze over. They're a bit too waxy. As you can see, there is a lot of shine with that, which I'm not particularly happy with. But as I said, it's probably the paper that I'm using as well. These are all done on printer paper, as I keep on saying, but they're not bad, but they're not brilliant at the same time. Not as how I'd like it, not as solid, not as crisp as I'd like them to be. But this is one of my first colour pieces of sort of be doing a cartoon, so, or a realistic drawing of a cartoon, as they say. So, but I really love this image, so I just had to do it. And yeah, credit goes out to whoever made the rendering in the first place in the 3D model, because it's absolutely fantastic. I'll find out the name and I'll put it in the description, because that's brilliant. And I even love little Pokeball grenade here. That's just fantastic. I didn't actually know it was a grenade until I actually got into it and started drawing and colouring it, really. And then I was just like, oh, he's got a cute little Pokeball on his utility belt. Nope, it's a grenade in true Deadpool style. If it was Pikachu, yeah, if it was Pikachu in real life, he would have a kick-ass Pokeball grenade, which is absolutely awesome. So there you go. That's my Pikachu. Right, and this is my most recent piece. Credit goes to 20th Century Fox for this. You'll see a lot from 20th Century Fox with my referencing photos, because I'm just a massive fan of the franchise that I'm talking about now, and will be doing on my next piece, which I haven't started yet. Now I've started the YouTube channel, I might actually get round to starting it and get off my lazy Welsh arse. So anyway, here we go. Here's the next one. The Alien. It was not the Alien, it's an alien from a stock image from Alien vs. Predator. And, well, what can I say about this? My eyes hurt after doing this. This is a multiple of pencils that I use for this. Sorry, didn't mention in the Batman, that was just used with a HB pencil. This very HP pencil here. But this one, this was a combination, I think, of a HB pencil, a 3B and a 5B, I think. Don't hold me to that, because it was just a complete and utter, well, it wasn't a mess trying to do it, but I spent 4 hours just on the head alone of this piece, and just getting it exactly how well I wanted it and how the reference looks. Still needs a little bit of work here. Good job I haven't put any fixative on it, so I can actually go back and rework it. But getting all the depth in the mouth, getting the little tiny little, I don't know if you can see that little mouth there, the second mouth to the Xeno, and just working out all these little details, making the little tiny bits of the tail exactly how it was, so the indentations show out and everything. So giving it depth, giving it real, so it shows that I forgot what they're called now. Back limbs, I think. I was looking it up the other day and I can't remember what they're called, but there we go. We won't go into that. Is actually behind the head, and the arm. Sorry, this tripod's in my way. The arm is in front of the legs. That's where it got a bit sketchy down there. Do apologise for the quality of that, but I don't know. I was looking at it. Maybe it needs a little bit of a rework, but just to make sure everything fitted and everything popped out, like the spike on the tail just really stood out from the image. And following a very good piece of advice, if something's black on your reference, make it black. Which I think I've not done a too bad job of making it black. Sorry for the shine again. Again, another bloody printer paper jobby. But there you go. There's my alien, xenomorph, whatever you like to call it. But I'm really proud of that. That took me best part of probably about 24 hours, 25 hours. But as I said, I'm still new. This is all good. And I'm getting better, as you can see, through the works. Right. Only 2 more pieces to go, guys. Bear with me. Thanks for sticking this long if you have. This is one of my earlier works. It was done even before Batman. This is just to take an inspiration from a couple of tattoos that I did have at the time before I covered it up. Well, I've still got them, but they're just covered by something else. But we'll get into tattoos in another episode, because that's one of my inspirations and one of my aspirations. So this one was done doing a 2B and a HB, but this one was actually done on a textured sketchbook, as you can probably see from the way the shading's going. But this was another one to try and get perspective right, to get depth, maybe a little bit of texture. But I'm really impressed with this. I've named it the Smoke Skull. So it kind of looks like it's a smoky effect going on and it's in smoke, but I really like the eye in this. Really like the eye. It's like he's got a sunglasses lens on it. And that was really, really beautiful. A beautiful touch, I thought. Bit of a depth work needs to be done to actually create that nose cavity. As you can see, it sits sort of flat and doesn't really give the effect that it's been punched in. But apart from that, I'm impressed with that. Let me know what you guys think. This was completely off my own head, because I just thought, I love skulls. I took some reference from my arm. As I said, now it's covered up, but it was there. So I decided to do something with it. There you go. That's my skull. And we've got one more piece to show you. Just have to get the piece. This is another color piece. Don't know if I'm going to fit it all on my camera, but here's another color piece that I did. And this is my King Cobra. Again, it's the same texture paper I used. It's an A3 size, this, so as you can see, it's quite an extensive piece of work. Not bad from doing it from a little 7-inch phone screen. So getting the perspectives right and everything. Actually, no, tell a lie. I think I did it off my laptop screen. But anyway, all of it freehand, and I did it every individual scale. And as you can see, did the colouring of each individual scale, trying to match it as best as I physically can to the reference photo. But still left things to be desired. See, I've got the scale down here when the black goes into the grey, but then here is just a straight line. One of the key things I follow is draw what you see, not what you know. But I saw that, but it doesn't look particularly brilliant to me. But there you go. Have to look back on the reference and have a look at it. As you can see, all coloured. Try to match the colours as best as possible. Use the same colouring pencils as I explained before. Worked out a little bit better on this paper, if I'm quite honest. But yet it still looks a bit scratchy in places, and the colour is not as solid as I want it to. Maybe I have to look into a different brand of pencil. I've been hearing about Prismacolor quite a while when I've been looking on YouTube, but I'll give them a look once budget and money becomes a bit better, and once this situation has eased a little bit, and we can see where we're going to be after that. But yeah, that is another one of my pieces, and I absolutely truly love doing this. As I said, I'm a bit of a herp fan, and probably more herps to be done in future times, so we will see how that one goes. Right, if you stuck with me this long, thanks very much, guys. Thank you. Sorry, still used to this tripod thing. Thank you. Rock on, guys. No, sorry about that. Right, if you got with this, stay with me this far, thank you very much. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up down below and hit that subscribe button, because there will be content produced maybe 2-3 times a week. Got plenty of time on my hands at the moment, so I'll be doing more. And as I said, there is a new piece coming this week. Hopefully I'll get a time lapse up of that, but we'll see how that one goes. Thanks very much, guys. I will catch you next time.